Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with my beautiful Karina, my lovely prometida. And we're waiting for a K1 visa to get adjudicated at the USCIS Service Center in California, just like you guys. Now, Karina is originally from Venezuela and is now a legal resident of Bogota, Colombia. And I am living in the Panhandle of Florida near Pensacola, just a tad north of Navarre Beach. And this video is about 7 countries and their fiscal year 2022 K1 visa approval statistics. So we've got 7 countries. We have Ethiopia, we have Ghana, we have South Africa, we have the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we have Algeria, we have Canada, and we have Thailand. So come on along and I'll give you the data and the statistics for those beautiful countries and how many K1 visas got approved in fiscal year 2022. So let's start with beautiful Ethiopia. Now Ethiopia is officially called the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, and it is a landlocked country, guys. So you don't have a beach. I'm sorry, you don't have a beach, but it is in the Horn of Africa. Okay, now it shares borders with Eritrea to the north, Djibouti to the northeast, Somalia to the east and northeast is Kenya, and to the south is the South Sudan. Okay, and to the west is Sudan, and Ethiopia has a total area of 420,000 square miles. That's a lot of area to cover. 420,000 square miles. Woo, that's a big place. Okay, now, as of 2022, it has a population of 113.5 million people, making it the 13th most populous country in the whole world. The U.S. State Department, the U.S. Embassy in Ethiopia approved 175 K1 visas for sponsors and beneficiaries in fiscal year 2022 in beautiful Ethiopia. And Daggy, that information was for you. A shout out to Daggy. The next country I'm going to talk about is beautiful Ghana. Okay, Ghana is a country in West Africa. It touches on the Gulf of Guinea, okay, and the Atlantic Ocean to the south. Now the Atlantic's cold, oof! And it shares borders with the Ivory Coast in the west and Burkina Faso in the north and Togo in the east. Beautiful places. And Ghana covers an area of 92,099 square miles, spanning diverse biomes. It's a beautiful place. And it has coastal savannas, it has tropical rainforests. I could live in Ghana. It sounds like a beautiful place. It has 31 million inhabitants, okay, according to the 2021 census. And Ghana is the second most populous country in West Africa after Nigeria. The capital city of Ghana is Accra. And other major cities include Kumasi, Tamale, and Sekondi Takoradi. And the U.S. Embassy in beautiful Ghana approved 287 K1 visas in fiscal year 2022. And a big shout out to our viewers, Joanna and Steph, who wanted me to put out some data from Ghana. And I hope it was helpful to you guys. The next country I want to talk about is South Africa, South Africa. Beautiful South Africa. It is the southernmost country in the mainland of the Old World, what's known as the Old World, and it's the second most populous country located entirely south of the equator after Tanzania. So South Africa, the whole country is totally south of the equator. It has a population of over 60 million people, and the country is the world's 24th most populous nation and covers an area of 471,445 square miles. And what's interesting about South Africa, now I've been to South Africa, okay, a long time ago, but I've been to South Africa, And South Africa has 3 capital cities with the executive, judicial, and legislative branches of the government based in Pretoria and Bloemfontein and Cape Town, respectively. The largest city in South Africa is Johannesburg. I've been to Johannesburg. But let's talk a little bit about Durban. Durban is another beautiful city in South Africa. Okay, it's located on the east coast of South Africa, looking out upon the beautiful Indian Ocean. Okay, Durban is a word that means the port for. Okay, which is an abbreviation for the mountain range that terminates in the area, nicknamed the Durbs. Okay, and it is the 3rd most populous city in South Africa after Johannesburg and then Cape Town. Now, what's interesting about Durban is it has a natural harbor and called Durban Harbor, which is the busiest port, okay, in South Africa, and it's the 4th busiest port in the southern hemisphere of the whole world. Now, what I like about Durban is not besides the people, they got the wonderful people of Durban, but Durban has a humid, subtropical climate with hot, humid summers and warm, dry winters. That's my kind of weather, ladies and gentlemen. And it is snow and frost free. If I want to see snow, I'll Google snow on the internet. I don't want to be in snow. So this is my kind of weather, folks. So Durban would be a place for me to go. I would love to return back to Durban in the future. I've been there once in the past. Okay, Durban has an annual rainfall of 39.7 inches of rain a year, so that's pretty rainy. And the average temperature in the summer is around 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and in the winter is around 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, I'm not going to convert that to centigrade. I have no clue. I live in the United States. I don't use centigrade. I use Fahrenheit. Let's give a big shout out to Deborah, who is waiting patiently through this K1 visa process with her beneficiary in South Africa. And the U.S. State Department, our great U.S. government, approved 87 K1 visas in the great nation of South Africa in fiscal year 2022. Good news. Deborah, hang in there. Your visa will be approved soon, okay? Hang in there. Now let's talk about the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, okay? Now the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is in Western Asia, okay? I've never been to Saudi Arabia. It covers the bulk of the Arabian Peninsula and has a land area of 830,000 square miles, making it the 5th largest country in Asia and the 2nd largest country in the Arab world and the largest country in Western Asia and the Middle East. So how about that? It is bordered by the Red Sea to the west, Jordan, Iraq, Kuwait to the north, the Persian Gulf, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, okay, to the east, and Oman to the southeast, and Yemen to the south, okay? So it's got a lot of countries that border the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, okay? What's interesting about the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is that it is the only country with a coastline both along the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf, okay? And most of its terrain, most of Saudi Arabia is arid desert with lowland steppes and mountains. So it's desert and mountains, okay? The capital city is Riyadh, which is also the largest city in Saudi Arabia, and the country is home to Mecca and Medina, the 2 holiest cities in Islam. Very interesting. The U.S. State Department in fiscal year 2022 approved 7 K1 visas for beneficiaries in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which is great news. And I want to give a big shout out to Lizette, who has been so patiently waiting for this K1 visa approval. And hang in there, okay, Lizette? You will be just fine. Next on the list of beautiful countries we're talking about today is the Democratic Republic of Algeria. Okay, now Algeria is a country in North Africa. I've never been to Algeria, but I've been close to Algeria, okay, very close. Algeria is bordered in the northeast by Tunisia, and to the east by Libya, okay, and to the southeast by Niger, and to the southwest by Mali, Mauritania, and the Western Sahara, and to the west by Morocco, our friends in Morocco. Okay, guys in Morocco, You all need to wave to everybody in Algeria, okay? And to the north by the beautiful, warm, tranquil Mediterranean Sea. I love the Mediterranean Sea. I've been swimming in the Mediterranean Sea so many times I lost count. Now, Algeria is considered part of the Maghreb region of North Africa, okay? It's a semi-arid geography with most of the population living in the fertile north and the Sahara dominating the geography of the south. So the Sahara Desert is in the south and everybody lives in the north. There's too much sand in this desert, right, folks? Now, Algeria covers an area of 919,595 square miles. Notice I don't talk about kilometers. I'm in the United States. I couldn't tell you what a kilometer is. What's a kilometer? Well, I work in miles and Fahrenheit, okay? Making Algeria the world's 10th largest country by area and the largest nation in Africa. So Algeria, you guys have the biggest country in Africa, more than 200 times as large as the smallest continent, as the smallest country in the same continent. The capital city of Algeria is Algiers, located in the far north on the Mediterranean coast. Algiers is a beautiful city, and you guys are so lucky to be on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Good news from Algeria. In fiscal year 2022, the U.S. State Department approved 28 K-1 visas for folks in Algeria, okay? And I want to give a shout out to Rosie, who is patiently waiting for the K-1 visa process for her and her family. Hang in there, Rosie. You'll be okay. You've got this, all right? Now I want to talk about Canada, okay? Canada is a country in North America. Canada are our neighbors to the north of the United States. Now Canada, what's interesting about Canada is it has 10 provinces. Like the United States, we have 50 states. Canada has 10 provinces. And then that's broken down into 3 territories that extend from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean and north to the Arctic Ocean, okay? Covering over 3.85 million square miles. That's a huge landmass, Canada, okay? Making it the second largest country in the world by total area, okay? Its southern and western border with the United States stretches 5,525 miles, okay? It is the world's longest binational land border, okay? Canada's capital city is Ottawa, okay, and it has 3 large metropolitan areas. They are Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. Canada has an advanced economy. It is the 8th largest in the world, and it relies heavily upon abundant natural resources and a well-developed international trade network. And we love doing business with Canada. The United States and Canada do a lot of trading together, okay? And like I mentioned, Canada is a federation composed of 10 federated states called provinces, and they have 3 federal territories, okay, which in turn, these are grouped into 4 main regions: Western Canada, Central Canada, Atlantic Canada, and Northern Canada. So that, every country in the world has to be, you got to be able to manage the country. Every country in the world has its own form of governance, okay? And the U.S. State Department approved 482 K-1 visas for Canadians in fiscal year 2022, our Canadian friends in the north. And a big shout out to Claudia, who in turn is also waiting patiently through this K-1 visa process. You will get this visa, Claudia. Hang in there, okay? And the last country I want to talk about in this video of 7 countries is Thailand. Now, Thailand is historically known as Siam. You heard of the King of Siam? It's very historical, okay? And the country's name is officially the Kingdom of Siam. Correction, the Kingdom of Thailand. It is a country in Southeast Asia, okay, located in the center of the Indo-Chinese Peninsula. It is 198,120 square miles, okay, with a population of almost 70 million people. And the country is bordered to the north by Burma and Laos, to the east by Laos and Cambodia, and to the south by the Gulf of Thailand and Malaysia. All beautiful countries, okay? And it is bordered to the west by the Andaman Sea and the extremity of Burma. So Burma kind of touches Thailand quite a bit. Thailand also shares a maritime border with Vietnam to the southeast and Indonesia and India to the southwest. Bangkok is the nation's capital and largest city, and I love Thailand's climate, okay? The weather and climate is influenced by monsoon winds that have a seasonal character, okay? The southwest and the northeast monsoon period. Most of the country is classified as Köppen's tropical savanna climate. And the majority of southern Thailand, as well as the eastern tip and the eastern part of it, has a tropical monsoon climate, and parts of the south of Thailand have a tropical rainforest climate. Fantastic. I love that kind of weather, okay? That's why I live in Florida. Florida's tropical. And a year in Thailand is divided into 3 seasons, not 4 seasons. 3 seasons. Girls. The U.S. State Department, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls in Thailand, approved 285 K1 visas in fiscal year 2022. And a big shout out to Mr. Bud Garcia, who is waiting patiently for his fiancée who lives in Thailand. And you will get your visa. Hang in there, Bud. Thanks for watching the videos. And everybody, that was an overview of 7 countries. So 2023 is going to see even more visas get approved. More visas are getting approved. January has been very busy for USCIS and the National Visa Center and for embassies around the world as they process more and more K1 visas, and more families are getting reunited with each other, okay? We know, we feel for you guys. You know, I'm here in Florida. My prometida Karina is in Bogota, Colombia. So we know it's difficult being separated from your loved ones. We understand that, but please be patient, as immigration are working very hard, very diligently every day to help you get you with your family, okay? And we will see you very soon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in the United States of America, our constitutional republic, with your K1 visa in your hand, flying on an airplane, landing at airports all around the USA from all these different places in the world. And thanks for watching, guys. Hang in there.
I'll be back.